Hello, everybody. Welcome to the ECU podcast, an intern survival guide, where we teach you how to survive in Paris and during an internship at an indie festival. We have new hosts every week with different topics each time, ranging from music, fashion, tourism, but above all, independent cinema. We hope you like today's episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next edition of ECU's Intern Survival Guide. Warning: this podcast occasionally contains strong language which may be unsuitable for children, unusual humor which may be unsuitable for adults, and lots of LGBTQ+ jokes which may be unsuitable for assholes.
Hi, we're here from ECU, the Parisian-based film festival, and today we're doing Friday afternoon podcast. And I'm Léa,
My name is Klara,
and we're gonna talk about some topics.
and we are going to talk about some topics that we found interesting, and we thought that could be interesting also for you to hear other people's opinion about them that are film related. So for today we choose a topic of
live streaming online platforms and how have they changed over the years and how do they affect us. Okay, so first of all, sorry for my scrappy voice, I'm a bit sick. And I want to ask my partner Klara, what does she prefer in terms of streaming platforms? What's your favorite one?
well, I think we should firstly name them.
Okay.
Because there is a lot of them, but there are 5 or 6 main ones.
Yeah, exactly.
There's Netflix,
HBO, Amazon Prime, Hulu, and Disney Plus,
yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. So currently I have Amazon and HBO. I used to have Netflix, but I was not satisfied with it lately, so I cancelled my subscriptions. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? Which one do you have?
I have Netflix only. I've been using it for many years because I'm not paying, my family is paying, so it's free for me. And I also had HBO in the past, but I didn't use it as much because I didn't like the movie and the TV show selection. So I actually prefer Netflix, but I also agree that the quality of Netflix has been decreasing
Yeah, for
over
sure.
the years. Why didn't you like Netflix?
Well, my subscription ended. My family stopped paying because it was similar like for you, like in your case. So instead, for the moment, I have accounts that I share with my friends. So for Netflix, for example, I have a friend and I pay for for Amazon and she's paying for HBO and we share the account with each other.
Okay.
So that's why I have these 2 platforms. And it's quite interesting because the movies there are different, the style, how they talk about the movies.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. I think something that really bothered me about Netflix is how they're not consistent with the things they have. For example, sometimes you want to watch a TV show and they'll have like 3 seasons out of the 7 seasons.
Yeah.
And worst, sometimes it's not like 1, 2, and 3rd season. Sometimes like they have season number 2, they have season number 4, maybe number 7, and it's impossible to keep track.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
can, even if you don't mind not having all the sorry, how do you say it? I just said it. Temporadas. Sorry, my Portuguese. Even if you don't mind not having all the seasons, it would be at least helpful if it was by order, so you could at least start a TV show and not have to start it from the middle. And I think it's a bit ridiculous how sometimes it feels like to keep track you have to have all of the platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's even impossible to find some TV show. Like,
Yeah.
usually all the platforms, you choose one TV show and put it everywhere. Like, I think now it's Friends, maybe? Like, one of the common ones. Like, I like The Big Bang Theory, I like How I Met Your Mother, and that's kind of also how I learn languages, by rewatching the same show over and over in different languages, because I already know what's going on in them.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I kind of miss that they always choose like one of these main TV shows that bring attention and that are money making. because, for example, for the moment, I cannot find anywhere the How I Met Your Mother.
It used to be on Netflix, I think, but
It
it's
used
not.
to be everywhere, but now it disappeared from all the platforms, and all the platform replaced it with Friends or The Big Bang Theory. And I'm just wondering, okay, so how long they will keep this?
Yes, that's a big problem. They're not consistent in what they have. I know because I really love Friends, and I remember I used to watch it on Netflix, I think, and then it went on to HBO, or the opposite around, and now it's in neither of them.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's already came back. It's impossible to keep track.
Yeah.
Like, you never know when you're gonna get it, so sometimes it's easier to use a piracy streaming platform where you know it's always gonna be there, and you just have to watch ads.
Also, I have impression that with Netflix there's a big problem because they start a new Netflix show. They do one season, and they see that people are not big fan of it. So after the season air, they leave it there for some time, and they just take it back. Like it never happened.
Really? I think somebody...
You don't have this impression?
I think somebody told me about it, and I didn't notice it myself, but I can totally believe it. I think we have a big archiving problem right now, where it feels like things are disappearing, and maybe in the future they're all gonna be very hard to find. Because when you pay for the subscription, it's not when you pay, like, for example, for a game, where then you own the game, not the game itself, but the game you have on your computer, and you can play it as much as you want, and it's forever yours if you paid for it. When you pay for the subscription, you have no owning of the movie. You never know when it's gonna disappear. And
well, you could theoretically check.
No, but they change that all the time. So like, even if you keep track, like, eventually they'll take it and you'll never know it.
Also, what kind of bugs me, it's like, even when I'm checking the platforms, the content of the platform is not same for all. Like, I don't know if you know the series The Nanny. It's with Fran Drescher. It's from 90s. And I was just in mood to like rewatch the series, and I was checking in which platform I can find it. I found it's in I think HBO, but only for America.
Oh yeah.
Not for European department. Like, why?
Yeah, they have very different
content.
Yeah, for each country. For example, when I lived in Italy, I was watching a TV show. And when I came back to Portugal, it wasn't there. And I was like, where is my TV show? And then I went back to Italy, and the TV show was there again. And I was like, come on. I can't believe it.
And it's kind of crazy that, like, I have subscription back in Czech Republic, where I come from. But when I come here, it automatically starts to giving me movies from France. Although the account is paid in Czech currency, it's based in Czech, it's just... Why are you doing that to me? Just
yeah, that they're not like personalizing it.
I think it's the opposite. They do personalize
for the country you're in. Yeah, I get it. They try to globalize. If you're in France, you want to watch French content.
For me, like, it's not an issue because I speak languages. But imagine that I don't speak English.
Yeah.
I don't speak French. I come here. Okay, I have nothing to do here basically if I don't speak these languages. But if I was here, I would be like, what would I do in my free time? Like, oh my god, I would have to stop watching movies, maybe start reading books.
No!
So bad.
One of the solutions you could do to watch whatever movie wherever you are, it's to get a VPN. You know what's a VPN?
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, it's a solution, but I think it's a solution to a problem that should not be there. If you're paying for a subscription, you should not have to pay also for a VPN or find a VPN so you can watch the content. But if anybody has a VPN out there, you can use it.
Oh, it's nice that you allow them to.
Now you guys can. I allow it. But I also wanted to talk about how they cancel they cancel the next seasons of things they just released.
Yeah.
I think it's a big problem because we just don't allow creativity and storytelling to flow. Because, for example, Netflix and other platforms, they will create a new TV show, and even if it has lots of success, sometimes they will not renew it.
Do you have some series in mind particularly?
For example, First Kill was very successful, and it's a fiction about vampires. It's a romance
Okay.
with vampires, and it was a huge success. And they said they were not gonna renew it.
The originals?
No, it's a new thing they just
Okay.
did. Vampires are so popular, it's impossible to remember all the names. But yeah, and they decided to not renew it. I don't know if they changed their ideas, but
But
up that time it was that.
for me, it's logical. Like they are trying to give more space to the new upcoming series because they cannot finance all of them. Just hard
Yeah.
decision to make.
But I think it would be better if they did less, but did things that go somewhere. Than just like, let's release so many TV shows that only have 1 or 2 seasons. Like one of my favorite shows, which is called N with an A, which is a very famous show, I mean, at least on Netflix, ended up being cancelled after the 4th season. And you may think, like, 4 seasons, it's good. And it's good. But actually, it's a show that would need more time to grow, because you see the characters grow since they were young, and you see them grow into teenagers. So I think it would be interesting to continue to see them. And when I saw that, I started researching, and I read that Netflix doesn't want to do TV shows. There are more than 4 seasons.
Okay.
It's like an unspoken rule, I guess, or a spoken rule. And I think that's kind of sad, because lots of TV shows are very popular, and they're very popular because they have lots of seasons. I think in TV shows, people want to have continuity. If somebody wants to watch something completely different every day, they'll watch movies. But for a TV show, it's different. You want to get in the same story every time you watch it, so you don't have to rediscover the world and the characters. You can really feel like you see
I kind
them.
of disagree with you on this.
Tell me.
Go
ahead.
Because I think that these TV shows, usually the first seasons are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And then they are just trying to keep the continuity going, and the quality is going down.
Yeah, that's also
So-
true sometimes.
I think this is the reason why there's this unspoken rule, which is really interesting. I never heard about it before. So, yeah, for me it kind of makes sense. Like, of course, if the TV show will be super successful, millions of people will watch it, I think they would continue, but like this.
I don't think, but I don't know. But yeah, for example, Friends, it's such a famous TV show, and it has so many seasons. And I agree with you that the first ones are the best. I think, I don't know if it's a writing problem, but I feel like the characters are getting very stereotyped in the end. Have you ever watched it?
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, but Friends, we cannot compare it with Friends. Friends is something completely different. Before Friends, there was always TV show focused on one character or a family. This was a group of friends who everyone has different life, and in the end, the only stuff they had in common, it was that they sit in the coffee or they sit in the sofa in their apartments and talk together about what happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was big boom, it was new series, it was something what was not here before. That's why, for me, it makes such a big success. Of course, there was great jokes, they were great casting, they were just amazing in all those spheres. That's why they won so much awards and why they are still being famous. But at that time,
Yes.
it was also the good timing.
Yes, I agree with that.
Mm.
I'm not saying that every show should have as many seasons as Friends. I was actually saying this to agree with your point that sometimes it gets worse because the
Yeah,
writers
for
don't
sure.
know what to do with the
Yeah.
characters.
The characters should grow, and even in Friends, there are some storylines that make no sense. They could be completely skipped.
Yeah, and I think the writing of the characters themselves gets worse because when we start like Phoebe is a bit quirky and Joey sometimes is a bit slow, but in the end, like, Phoebe's crazy and
Yeah.
Joe is super dumb.
Yeah.
Like, they completely exaggerate
Yeah.
for comedy purposes, and
For
I
sure,
think
yeah.
people just liked like the last seasons because they really liked the show,
Mm.
not because I think the writing lost a bit of its
Yeah.
quality. But I still think the ending is good, and I really like having a TV show where you start and you see them so young and you watch them get married, you watch them have kids, or some of them not have kids. And I think it's very interesting that we follow that line. And I would like for more TV shows to also start and have a proper ending, not just get cancelled. But I wouldn't say that we need 10 seasons for that. I think you could do that with less seasons, but like have
5,
a
6.
continuity. Yeah, exactly. Not like start, do something, and then be cancelled. And we're cancelled in the middle of the storyline. So we don't know what's going to happen because it was not made to have only 4 seasons or 3 seasons. They just cancelled it. So I think like TV shows need to have more like continuity and preparation, I would say.
But I think we should also look on why were the old TV shows famous. Because which TV shows are famous for you? For me, it's Friends.
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, The Big Bang Theory, The Modern Family.
Modern Family is not so old.
Yeah, it's not. It ended in 2020 before COVID, I think.
Yeah, around that.
But yeah, they had also like 8 seasons, even more maybe, I'm not sure.
It had like 10 or 11 seasons,
Yeah.
I think.
And it was also interesting, but it was again good timing because they started to talk about the gay issues
Yeah, when
it was
on the relatively
time, yeah.
like news to see it on the media.
Yeah,
So they
exactly.
had good timing. And I also think Modern Family is like very well done. I really like that TV show.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that they continued it. Even if I personally didn't like some of the ending, I'm not gonna spoil it. I think it's still good that they ended it, you know? Like they started, we saw the kids grow and we saw what happened to them.
Yeah.
So that's good. And it's funny that all these TV shows that are so popular, like comedies, right? I mean, there are other shows who are not comedies who are popular. Like, for example, CSI,
Yeah.
who has like 20 seasons, like 15 seasons. In my opinion, that's already too much. That's the show they need to cancel, not like First Kill or any shows after 1 season.
The Breaking Bad, of course.
Yeah, it's super popular.
yeah.
How many seasons does it have?
Over 8 for sure.
Yeah, do you watch it?
I did watch it, yeah.
I didn't, but do you think 8 seasons is too much?
For this show, no.
Yeah, some shows like Modern Family or I guess Breaking Bad just need more time to...
Yeah. I was watching Breaking Bad during COVID. So there was nothing to do and I was like, okay, there's like 40 minutes episode. I will try the first episode. And then I think I watched it in 2 weeks all. Because it was just too good to wait.
Yeah, I totally get that. Also, Game of Thrones has lots of
Yeah.
seasons. I never watched it, but also I think people are really fans.
Yeah, but the Game of Thrones, the ending, it was very controversial. I think you heard about it too, no? Even if you didn't watch it.
I don't think so.
Because it was very good. The start, for me, as a viewer, I really enjoyed it. Just in the end, they really rushed it because I think they had some deadline, like, okay, you have last season, so they had to push everything there, and it didn't work as it should.
That's what becomes a problem, I guess. For example, Gilmore Girls, which is a show I like. I thought the ending was... People didn't like it. It's not what people were expecting after watching... Especially the main romance, I think that's not what people expected, and it felt wrong. But they made... I don't know how you say it, not a remake.
No.
But like in the future.
Prequel, yeah. Prequel is before.
A prequel? Yeah, a sequel. That's it.
Yeah.
Good. A sequel. They made a sequel and they tried to fix what didn't work. And basically they just took the easy way. If the couple is not together and didn't end up together, you just see them together. and you they don't show you why they got up together again. They don't show you that they were just like, we did the wrong choice in the first, so now let's just pretend it never happened. And these characters were together. And I think sequels sometimes don't work. And I don't know why, because I really want sequels to work. I really want it to...
Yeah, that's what I was telling before with that 70s show. They are just trying to push too much. There's too much pressure already because the expectations from the last seasons are too high.
Exactly. I think it's the same with live actions, which when they try to take like an animated show or movie that people love, and they try to put it with real actors, the expectations are too high. And I don't think it's only the expectations. I also think they get too far away from the original. For example, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, I haven't watched it because I really love the original and I don't want to ruin it. But I watched lots of videos and I talked a lot to my friends about it, and apparently the live action really ruined the original ideas. Like, we had amazing, strong and powerful characters, especially Katara, for example, and they took lots of that away. And it's not like they're releasing a TV show that's bad. They're releasing a TV show that's bad based on something people love. So people will get mad. Like, nobody will get mad for a bad TV show. They'll just say, oh, this show is horrible and laugh about it. But when it's based on something you love, you get mad. And
did you watch the new Cinderella or the new Ariel, the Disney movies?
No, I didn't. But I watched Maleficent many years ago. Did you like Maleficent?
No, I didn't watch it. I watched Cruella and I loved Cruella.
Yeah, really? I heard lots of bad criticism about it.
Not from me.
What did you like?
Cruella?
Yeah, what did you like in the movie?
It was nice. It had some depth, it had some personal development, and I think it's good even for the children to see that, like, every coin has two sides. There's a reason for the behavior she's pursuing in the 1100
Dalmatians.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think
it's like the Joker. It was also a really good movie.
Yeah, I think it's also, I haven't watched Cruella, but I think it's good for kids to understand that villains have their reasons. I think it's an interesting storyline.
But at the same time, it can go on the other side, so the kid will be like, oh, I am traumatized. I am going to be evil now.
Oh, no, I hope not. For example, in Avatar, they also, like, always, for example, Azula, like, if you're familiar with Avatar, you know, like, they explain why she's mean, why she's crazy, why she kills people. And I don't think you, like, sympathize too much with her. It's you sympathize a little, you'll feel bad for her, and you can understand, oh, that's why she's like this, but you at the same time still root for the main characters to defeat her. And I think, like, that's a depth in a character that it's important. I think kids are still discovering the world. They're still trying to understand how humans work, how they work, how their friends work, and them learning, like, okay, bad emotions can turn someone bad, and that doesn't mean we should root for them. Is good.
That's a great perspective. I hope I will have the same when I will have children.
No, children are so, like, they're so new to this world. It's crazy. Like, you really have to try to take care of them and like understand that they don't know what are emotions. They barely can handle their emotions. That's why kids cry and shout, because they can't handle emotions well. So if that's already hard, it's even harder to, like, for a kid to understand other people's emotions.
And that's great that we have movies, because they see how other deals with emotions.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a big part of childhood is reading books or watching animation and relating and understanding other characters.
Not going out. Not having friends.
I mean, depending on the kids. If they were born during COVID, especially, yes. But, I was gonna say, there's a live action that I think people have mixed feelings, but in general, people like it, which is the live action of One Piece, which is like an anime, and it was turned into a live action, and people
Never heard about it.
don't worry. Yeah, it's not everyone knows about it, and it's a Netflix adaptation actually, and it works well. I would say there are lots of things that I don't agree with. I think some actors are not good, but I think in general, also because they worked with the original creator of the anime, they made it work. Like, for example, the original anime has like hundreds and hundreds of episodes. It's impossible to watch it all. And like, because lots of episodes are filler episodes, they're not important for the story, and they have lots of that. So like, half of the episodes you're not learning anything, you're just watching characters like go around, talk, do tasks. And like, that's too much. I mean, it's good if there's some seasons, but when there's like hundreds and hundreds of episodes, it's impossible to deal with.
Yeah.
And the own creator talked about that, and he said like, that's something I wanted to like do better in the live action, is that like continuity is better. And for example, like in like 10 episodes of the live action, it's equivalent to so many, like dozens of episodes in the anime, because they don't know how to do continuity. But in general, I think fans really like that live action, and I would say that one of the reasons why, it's because they worked with the original creator, so you can really still feel that it's authentic. And for example, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, originally the plan for Netflix was to work with the original creators, but basically they left for creative differences. And I think if the original creators don't want to work with Netflix anymore for creative difference, it means their work is not being respected.
Yeah.
They left because they think like, okay, my creativity is not being respected, so that's a problem, and fans are gonna notice that. And on the live action of One Piece, fans like it because you can still feel the original work being respected, and at least that's what I think. Thank you for your work, and
Yeah,
have a
appreciate it.
great day.